Hello.
I just finished my second coffee of the day. Um, Ignore my background. It's just Netflix, but I actually don't know what I want to talk about. So stick with me. Let me cook. I actually didn't know if I wanted to do like an audio podcast for Spotify or if I wanted to do a YouTube video, but maybe I'm gonna do both, and then I'm gonna figure out Apple Podcasts as well, so I can be on there too. But welcome to me and my talking. um, I have been thinking a lot lately about standards and what that means to me, um, and my personal non-negotiables and what they would be, or what they are, because I've been experimenting and chatting around and kind of noticing the things that I like and the things that I don't like that people do. And I think all in all, I really just want somebody who challenges me to be the best version of myself, the best possible version of myself. Like, it's so dark outside. Oh my god, it's so dark. Um, Houston is about to have another hurricane, so pray for us. Um, but back to what I was saying, I just feel like I've been thinking a lot about standards, and I just all in all I really want to be around people, friendships, and relationship wise, people who challenge me to be the best version of myself and to always learn and to continue to stay educated and challenge me to, or like trigger me, actually, yeah, to trigger me into becoming a better person, into sitting with that discomfort that I feel and to not run from it anymore. And recently I've been in situations where I haven't, or I've interacted with people who aren't you know willing to sit through discomfort, and I've had to sit through so much discomfort in the past year and just Ryuk in the back. I've had to sit through so much discomfort in the past year with, um, getting through things that made me feel that getting through things that I was basically trying to run from. And sitting through discomfort has really it's really healed me. You really have to feel things all the way through, and humans just don't want to feel things. Life and social media and being on the internet, it's all about dopamine. It's all about dopamine. It's about what it's about pleasure. It's all about getting things quickly. It's all about instant gratification. And my experience with instant gratification has been, you know, me chasing things that, chasing things for the short term, things that didn't actually fulfill me, things that didn't actually satisfy me. And now that I've kind of shifted away from that and I've taken steps to shift away from that, it's really healed me. Instead of, running and chasing, trying to find that dopamine hit, sitting in solitude has really, it's really coming down outside. um, Sitting in solitude, which is the opposite of what I wanted for so long. Um, for a while, I was just in consumption mode, always consuming, 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 always trying to find what makes me feel the most, pleasure at the moment. Sitting in solitude has really challenged me to to do things, to do hard things, to do really hard things. And I also take a cold shower every morning. I've taken a cold shower every morning for almost a year now. I started, I think, last August, taking cold showers every morning. Um, it just forces me to sit. It forces me to understand and to realize that I can do hard things. I can do things, the things that I'm scared of doing, things that I don't want to do, I can do them anyway. And so that means staying single until I find the person who checks all of my boxes. That means, taking time for myself, reading that book, writing, adding, developing the plot to my screenplay. Like, it means actually focusing on things that actually became insufferable for me to do. Because when you consume so much, when you sit in other people's company and you rely on other people for your feel good hormones and to bring you happiness and joy and pleasure, it just takes you away from everything that you love. And so it got to a point for me that I, like, reading and writing felt like pulling teeth, and that those two things are a big part of my identity. And so with that, with these interests of mine feeling like pulling teeth, it really just broke my heart, and it really forced me to be like, okay, like, I need to do these things more. I need to sit through this discomfort, even if I think this poem is going to be shitty, even if I think like my plot, where I'm taking the plot from my movie, isn't going to make sense. I need to write something. I need to force myself to do this, even though reading reading this book makes me want to, you know, um I still need to do it, because the more I do it, the more I get into it, is the more I can be excited about it, is the more it leads me into all the other things that, it leads me into feeling like an artist again. And so, for a while, I couldn't even imagine myself holding an intellectual conversation. It's just that, like, when you rely on the likes of other people, the company of other people, for everything, for your stimulation and fulfillment, it just takes you away from what makes you you. And life literally feels over. It feels like your life is over. And I know from experience that once I fall out of habit with the things that I like, I feel like there's nothing left of me. And I feel like I'm comprised of so many things. I'm comprised of writing poems, of involving myself in art, looking for new artists, and exploring genres, and I'm comprised of all these things. Not doing it feels like the end of me. And yeah, so here I am now making a YouTube video, for basically myself, just so I am here, so I'm doing, so I'm involving myself in the things that I want to involve myself in. I talked for so long about making a podcast about, like, I didn't even know, like, what I wanted my podcast to be about, but now I'm doing it, and I'm just really excited that I'm doing it. So it's definitely for me. It genuinely feels like it's for me that I'm doing this, because it is. It's to prove to myself that even though doing things that I liked feels hard, it feels scary, because it's like, did I fall out of love with these things by falling in love with other people? But it's really not that. It's just, I'm here. I'm back. Like, I'm back. I've been in there all along. I just had to pull her out. I had to pull her back out. I'm pulling her back out more and more every day, and it feels like I'm getting myself back every day, and it just feels like home. Like, I feel home in my own body again, which is amazing. Now I can get myself back on track. But yeah, just non-negotiables for now on. Having the space to be myself, being with this other person, being with these other friends, but still being able to maintain my own identity and sense of self is so fucking important to me. Still being able to maintain me. I will never ever involve myself so much with another person that I lose me and I lose what it means to be me. So I've felt more alive in the past 3-4 months than I have in 2 years, and I'm just so happy. I'm so happy. But yeah, this is a joyous occasion. But yeah, it's really important for me to have myself and to be me and to not be anybody else, and to not like constantly consume be consuming these feelings and these these emotions, these it's these this instant gratification. It's a lot more important to feel like a whole person than to have something that makes me feel good for, I don't know, like a second and then goes away and then I'm looking for the next thing. No, like that just, it doesn't work for me. But yeah, if you stayed to the end, thank you. I will see you next time for whenever I want to have an intellectual conversation with you, but thanks.